sits. So we've done a variety of wall sits. We've sat down for a few, like it's a timed sit, so 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and this one is a little different. In this, you're actually actively involving movement in your wall sits, right? So you all know the way to get into a wall sit. Squeeze your glutes, back straight, get down. Once you're here, I need you to initiate movement. Now, when you have movement in this, you're gonna feel like you're falling off here. So you can hold the wall here, or you can hold it with your back. Right? Now, get into a steady position. March. The important thing here is that your back is pushing against the wall, which allows your legs to go up, right? Now, if you want to work your quads even more, get lower and wall sits. Wall sit, march. Okay? And that's it. So the reverse wrist curl is an exercise that you can use for strengthening your wrist. All right. So we do a lot of things with our wrist, but we generally don't take care of it, and we don't strengthen the wrist. So this exercise is really, really good. You need a dumbbell for this, and you need a flat surface. Like here, you can do it on like how I'm doing. You can use a chair. Now in this, make sure everything else is nice and tight. Okay. Make sure your wrist is well rested. And the weight, when you hold the weight in your hand, it should be tilted like this. Now the workout calls for slow motion up, and you're not tugging your wrist all the way up, and you're not lifting your hand up, right? Let it be nice and rested. If you really want to make sure that this doesn't come up, hold your hand down, and this is a controlled motion. Down and up, down and up, right? Very slow and controlled. Don't go for speed. You're trying to strengthen this wrist here. Once this is done, switch hands. Same thing. Hold down, lock it, move. Don't go really close here, as you can see, it's hard for me to control. Have a little space between the edge of the chair and your wrist, because that's going to allow it to stretch as well as strengthen. Up and down. Right, so this is the reverse wrist curl. So the rear foot elevated split squat is really, really good knees, the quad strengthening exercise, and also for the glutes. The key to remember is when you bend your knee, try to make sure that the weight shifts on your glutes versus your knees, right? And this is going to activate the glutes to start working, and then less pressure on knees, and also strengthens the quad, right? So all you need for this is a chair or a bench, whatever you have at home. Right. Take a few steps in the front. Okay. And this is isometric exercise, which means that you work one leg at a time. Right. So moving back again. Squeeze the glutes. Ready? Move forward. One foot back. Now remember, this foot at the back is just for angling. It is not going to take the load. The load will be on this side. So I'm going to push back, almost in the sitting position. I should start feeling these glutes activated. Okay. Now you can make it challenging to yourself by going a little further. Okay. Extending your legs, and then to get the full range of motion. Back here, you can see your glutes activated here, right? Up, and then we come down, maintain your spine angle, and go down. One leg at a time, okay? Let me show you in the front. Yeah. So, I'll switch the legs now. So, walk a little in front, this. Now, since I'm working this leg is will be behind for support, right? I'm going to angle back. You can see I'm keeping my hips straight. No twisting, no turning. Right? So this is the rear foot elevated split squat. The next one is a shoulder strengthening exercise, and for this, interestingly, it is called the shoulder robot rotation, right? So what you primarily working here is the rotation of your arms. So normally we have a tendency that when we lift our the arms, we tend to use our neck muscles or this part here, and these get strained. And that is because we don't have enough mobility in our bodies to make this to make the movement. And so the body actually tends to shrug forward, and then you end up lifting like this. And this, in the long run, can cause a lot of problems for you. So the easiest way to do this exercise, and this is a very slow and controlled exercise. I know we are going for reps, but the reps have to be really controlled, and you should be conscious of what you're doing in this particular exercise. So essentially, you need a wall, and you roll your shoulders back and attach it to the wall. Back is completely straight, right? Now, once everything's locked in, your shoulder is nice and stretched out. Like if you imagine this is your shoulder is nice and stretched out and touching the wall. Your shoulder does not leave the wall. So you start in this position, angle your hand down, right? Up and down. You can see this is even me, I am working on this. You can see there's a slight movement of my shoulders in front, and this is something that even I'm personally working on. So again, you get into a robot position, and then when you're here, you're not shrugging. Shoulders down, locked in, arms up, up. Do a few of these, and then switch arms. Go all the way. If you find this difficult, you can actually lower a little bit, or you can even make a fist. So again, bring it up, roll your shoulders, lock it, arms up. Try and keep the other arm steady, and that will make you even more conscious of what's happening, right? Okay, straight down and straight up. This is the shoulder robot rotation. Okay. Today is a variation of planks. Normally for planks, we get on our hands and then we're in an inverted position. This plank is called the reverse plank. And this the key thing that you have to remember and make sure is that you don't sag your back, because you will be in a reverse position and there's always a tendency to sag your back. You need to keep it nice and tight, squeeze your glutes, lock in, hold, brace your core, and hold position. There will be a slight amount of movement, and throughout the course of the movement, you have to make sure that you're completely braced and everything's locked down. Right? Let me demo this. So for reverse plank, like I said, opposite of plank, you need to get on a surface. It could be, I'm using this box. You could use a bench or a couch, whatever you have at home. Okay. So get in a reverse position. Your starting position will be where you lock in your glutes nice and tight. Get one leg out, get the other leg out. Maintain position. Try not to put your elbows here because that's just going to defeat the purpose of the plank. You could rest here, or you want to make it challenging, raise your hands, come back up. When you come back up, make sure you squeeze your glutes. Again, down, down, up, up. When you're up, you're not like this. Nice and tight and straight. Squeezing your glutes at all times, bracing your core. These are your reverse planks.